Hi. They're kissing. Happy May. Birthday month. Birthday month. Birthday. Right now, I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat, which is annoying. But that's okay. I'm feeling a little bit down, low, outside of the throat tickle. I guess it's not outside of the throat tickle. We exist in the context of all which came before us. So it's within the throat tickle that I'm feeling a little bit down and low. So let's talk about books, which are such a beautiful thing. And let's talk about the ones that I read in April, which is this past month. Now I read 6 books in April, and boy do we have some doozies. And by doozies, I mean some wonderful, wonderful books. Some of my all-time favorites, some controversial ones. So yeah, let's just start talking about it. First up, we have Sisters by Daisy Johnson. Now, Daisy Johnson is the youngest author ever shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize, which was with her first novel, Everything Under. And that's something I added to my list that I'd like to read because this book was fantastic. It's a thriller, it's short, it's really interestingly written, it's really, like, it grabbed onto me and it didn't let me go. I really love, well, let's give you a little synopsis so you know what I'm talking about. There's 2 sisters, July and September. Love the names already, so gorgeous. They're super close, so close. Now in the book something happens, we're not really sure what, and then they move as a family, them and their mother, to a kind of remote, isolated place that their sort of abandoned, extended-ish family used to be from. The twist in this book, I think, is unraveled really, really expertly. I give it 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed this, and I think I'd really recommend it to anyone who is a woman and has a sister, anyone who's part of a pair of sisters. I just think it would be interesting from that perspective. Next up, I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn, Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I picked this up at Shoppers Drug Mart, I think, a while ago when it was sort of on its hind legs of being like the it book, because it was like for a discount or something. But yeah, as it says here, over 1 million copies sold. This is a book everyone has read and heard about. It's incredibly popular, and I think for pretty good reason. It's a pretty good book. Yeah, there's not much I can say about it that hasn't been said. What I do want to make sure I say about it is that I hate the biracial stuff in this book. Oh, what time is it? Oh. Okay, so the first bird you just heard, there's 3 birds. The first bird you just heard was the white-breasted nuthatch. Hilarious. The second bird you heard was the mourning dove. Ugh, a little bit sad. You know what? I don't know what the third bird was. I think I have 3 bird clocks in this room. I can only see 2 of them right now, though. So that third sound, it was a mystery. Anyways, as a biracial person, and I'm playing that card, I hated every sentence that was written about Monique Grant's experience as a biracial person. Yeah, it was very surface level, it felt like it was trying to be a bigger part of Monique's identity, her motivations, etc., and it didn't work for me. I gave it 4 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it. Some parts not a huge fan of, but it's a good, like, pop lit book, I think. Next up, Lolita, Vladimir Nabokov. I have been waiting to read this for so long, and the reason I started it was because my local Cineplex was showing all of Kubrick's films. Of course, he has a Lolita adaptation, which I wanted to go watch, and I wanted to read the book before I watched it. which I did, I could make an entire video on this book and how incredible it is. I was enamored, I was disgusted, I was floored. Incredible, incredible book. Anyone who sees this as a love story, as like a tragic romance, what is wrong with you? I don't get that perspective, and I don't get the perspective that says Nabokov was irresponsible in any way for writing and releasing this book, because I think he goes above and beyond in letting the reader know that Humbert is unreliable, he's a liar, he's evil. I think he makes it pretty obvious. Also, side note, I'm gonna be in the market for a new copy because I hate this cover. And it's like one of the most popular covers, I think, because it's the vintage 50th anniversary reprint or whatever, Jail, for John Gall, who was the cover designer, because this is unacceptable. Anyways, what I want to talk about a little bit is the film adaptation directed by Kubrick. Now, I haven't seen the most recent adaptation directed by Adrian Lyne, I think, but Kubrick's adaptation, quite honestly, is poor, is, I would say, irresponsible, but it's also like, it was made during the Hays Code in Hollywood, so, like, a lot of the evil things that Humbert did that make up his character, who he is, aren't allowed to be shown. So my question for Kubrick is, why are we showing a version of Humbert that isn't just evil to his core? Now, how did they ever make a movie of Lolita? I don't know if it's subject matter that can be faithfully adapted. I know Nabokov has written screenplays for a film adaptation. I know Kubrick didn't use it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to read the screenplay because it is available to read. Yeah, the book anyways, incredible, flawless to me. I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. It's a pretty simple, straightforward 5 stars for me. It's just so magnificently written, so well crafted and constructed, and it's one that I think in moments it made me laugh. It made me put it down in disgust. It was really bad to read in public. I didn't feel good about that. It's a classic for a reason. We kept that train going because I read Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson. I bought this book at the beginning of the year with some Christmas money I got. Cha-ching! Because I'd been seeing this online for a while. It's a short one. I love a short book. And this is just gorgeous. So lyrical. The way it explores the connection with music and certain experiences, gorgeous. The way it expresses black love and masculinity, incredible. And for such a short book, 140 pages, 160 pages, get out of town. Get out of here, because this is just brilliant. Will be recommending this to people at any chance I get. This was another 5-star for me, quite easily. Next up, I read Life Ceremony by Sayaka Murata, which is a collection of short stories by an author whom I'm familiar with through her work on her novels Convenience Store Woman and Earthlings, 2 books that the more time I've spent with them, the more I've sat thinking about them, the more I really admire. I think a short story collection is the perfect place for an author like Murata to really like flex her muscles and show the heck off. And I wasn't wrong, because it's really great. Some really, really great, really interesting, really messed up, really creative and weird stories in this one that I just love. It explores a lot of taboos, or rather it uses taboos to explore a lot of themes and taboos that I love, such as cannibalism. I'd really recommend it. I gave that also 4.25 stars. Really great book. Some really great stories. Last book for the month is only my second nonfiction read of the year. I don't know what it's been, but I've been behind a little bit on my nonfiction goal. I didn't have a goal for nonfiction reads, but I wanted to read a lot of nonfiction this year, and I haven't been, but that's okay, because I've read a lot of great fiction. But this was Regarding the Pain of Others by Susan Sontag. Found this at Value Village, felt super fortunate for that find. But one of the reasons I read it so quickly after finding it, unlike a lot of my books, was that my coworker has been meaning to read this. So I was like, okay, well, like, I'll read it and then I'll give it to you. This is a pretty great book. Now, I don't agree with everything said in here, which is fine, but there's a lot of really great insights into... Now, Sontag has one of probably her most famous work, other than Notes on Camp, is on photography, and this is, I think, a bit of a follow-up. She explores some ideas, she revisits, rather, some ideas from On Photography in Regarding the Pain of Others. This is a really, I think it's an important read, especially as time progresses, and I think is more impactful, maybe influential, maybe relevant now than ever, as it explores starting through early war photography, and then photography as a medium and as a capturer of truth, which it isn't really. But I think a lot of relevant points around war photography, around consuming war photography, and you know, as propaganda, because right now, girl, we see a lot of stuff on our timelines, I'm sure, and there's a lot of discussions around, like, should we be seeing this much stuff? Should we be waking up and first thing we do is like war, meme, war? Should we be consuming that in that way? What is that doing to us? What is that doing to the way we both consume media and the way we interpret it? Is it desensitizing us to it? And I think that's all explored really tactfully in this work. So I would absolutely recommend this. I wouldn't recommend it as God's word or as above criticism or critique, but I think it's really valuable to read, even if it starts to get you thinking about some of those themes and topics. Yeah, I give it 4 stars. Rating nonfiction feels weird to me, although rating any kind of art is a weird thing that we do regardless. Anyways, that's what I read in April. I hope everyone has a good May. Wish me a happy birthday. I dare you. If you watch this video and don't wish me a happy birthday, I'm doxing you, and I will know. So just be mindful of that when you're commenting down below. Happy May, happy sun, happy spring. Let love consume you this month. Let it eat you alive. Bye.